the leader of the Rat Army is here, right? It's Lee Gunner himself.
How you doing, man? How you doing, lads?
Yeah, one guy wants to ask you one particular question. He's been begging me, asking me. So, Luca, you can come back on just
very quickly. I have got 10 minutes max because I'm on with Rants in 10 minutes, mate. Yeah, just letting you know. Yeah. If I jump out and if you're
Rance also mentioned he was going to come on. So, did you want to? Could you mention that?
Yeah, of course I will, mate. Yeah, of course I will.
But, mate. Yeah. Anyway, 10 minutes. I appreciate every minute you can afford. So,
top man.
Yeah. So obviously we started off with Arsenal, and obviously you're still hard in Teta out, no matter what. I think that's quite obvious.
I don't flip flop. At the end of the day, prove me wrong. Yeah, and when he proves me wrong, I'll sit there and hold my hands up and I'll say, no, I got it wrong. And he's a wonderful manager. All I've seen is PR spin and nothing to suggest that he's any good. So based on results, like last season, we had our worst season in 25 years. This season is going to be even worse. So, you know, people could stick it on Unai Emery last season and say, oh, well, it's Emery's fault. It's Emery's fault. It weren't Emery's fault we finished 10th last season. Yeah, it was his fault. Yeah, people can then stick it on it and say that it was, because of the pandemic and we had to stop football, etc. Okay, cool. You can have all of them excuses, all of them. Yeah, there's no excuses for this season. Yeah, no excuses. You know, great that we won the FA Cup, fantastic. But how long do we have to sit there and say, but he's won the cup? He's won the cup. How long do we do that for until we realise that he ain't the man and we stop hiding behind the FA Cup? Because big clubs don't hide behind that. Chelsea didn't do it when Di Matteo won the Champions League and the FA Cup inside 26 games. They quickly realised 26 games later, he ain't the guy. So, me personally, I think that there's been a lot of excuses made for this manager in terms of the personnel. Well, he's begging them to stay. He's begged Rob Holding to stay and gave him a new deal. The same Holding that was going to leave and go on loan to Newcastle because we wanted to keep Mustafi instead. Mustafi rejects the deal. We give it to Holding. You know, Granit Xhaka's begged to stay. Bellerin looks like he could potentially leave this summer. About time as well, because he's been crap for years. Yeah, and anybody who plays right-sided centre-back when Hector Bellerin's in the team, you're doing two-man's job because he's so far up the pitch that you now have to play right-back and centre-back. And Rob Holding hasn't got the athleticism or the know-how to actually do that properly. So why are we keeping him? You know, there's a young French centre-back that's over in France smashing absolute performance after performance in that league, which is the same league we brought him from. And we went, now, actually, Saliba, you're not ready, mate. Well, how is Rob Holding in any way, shape or form good enough for this football club to get another deal? Yeah, I don't get that. You know, and he's absolutely destroyed some of our youngsters. Maitland-Niles could have got the deal from Wolves, decided, no, we'll keep him and then bench him all season, then loan him. Joe Willock was doing bits under Emery, absolutely ruined under this manager. Gabriel Martinelli, absolute quality footballer, ruined so far under this manager. People can bang on about the injury all they want. That's got nothing to do with it. Before he got the injury, he got Player of the Month in January. January before. We didn't see him again until Olympiacos in March. Yeah, and he came off the bench and set Aubameyang up in that game, by the way. Sorry,
because obviously I know you're short on time. Is Luca? What do you want to ask Lee? Try and get everyone as quickly as possible to ask a question. So
yeah, go on, mate.
First and first, obviously nice to meet you, by the way, and you've got a great channel and all that stuff.
Thank you,
first and first, I want to say is 4 players you would like to sign in the summer who wants to improve Arsenal when Mikel Arteta, if Arteta is obviously going to be here in the summer. Pick 4 players and positions we need to sign in the summer to try and get into the top 4 next year.
Lamptey at right back, Basuma at centre mid, Jack Grealish. That's who I'd like, and
Rafa Benitez.
Yeah, and I think we need a backup left back. So who would I go for at left back?
Tagliafico from Ajax.
Say again.
Tagliafico from Ajax.
that could be a shout. Leicester were linked to him, weren't they? He's not a bad player, and the thing is, he probably would come and play second fiddle as well. So yeah, I don't necessarily think we need a striker, even if we bin off Lacazette and Eddie, because I think we'll have Balogun, Martinelli, and Aubameyang, and then go and get that money for Eddie and for Laka and put that across them other positions. So yeah, there's my 4, man.
Yeah. Right. So, Luke, I'm gonna have to, because there's people trying to get on as well.
Thanks for the question, Lee, and nice to meet you,
mate. Nice to meet you, mate.
Right.
Cheers.
Yeah. I will let talk Manu. What do you want to ask quickly? Is he there?
Yeah. Hello, folks. Hello, Clara, right, Lee. I just want to ask you a simple question: Graham Potter or Eddie Howe, if there's a replacement for Arsenal?
Graham Potter, because he's my twin.
Yeah, Graham Potter's already there.
Yeah. Your twin.
He's my twin brother.
But do you know what I want to ask?
The resemblance is amazing.
But I always want to ask as well, is what Claude was saying about before. I mentioned earlier on about the winning mentality and being able to instill that in the players. And because obviously with clubs like Arsenal and Man United, like big clubs, you need managers who've got that ability to do that. If they haven't, and they're kind of still trying to find that ability, you don't want to be bringing them kind of managers in, because we just know they're going to struggle, and we can see that the problems at Man United at the moment. Ollie knows the winning mentality, but can he instill it into the players?
People like Mikel Arteta and Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, they weren't the best footballers, were they? Yeah, we actually got put Arteta as a defensive midfielder at Arsenal, and he was involved in some of the biggest pastings in that banter era we have ever had at this football club. 6-0s, 5-1s, 4-0s, and stuff like that. And imagine being a footballer and sitting there knowing that, and you're now being taught by that guy. You're just going to sit there and go, "Who are you, mate?" Like, what have you ever won in your career? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer slightly different, because he played in a dominant treble-winning era, for United, and he scored the most important goal, didn't he? And so it's kind of different with him, and I think that his management style is different to Arteta. Arteta's more discipline, whereas I think Ollie tries to be more just their friend, he ain't really got anything about him tactically. He's just living off a moment, Pogba step up.
Yeah, I've said that all along. Because when people talk about like the coaching of themselves, and they say Ollie's not the coach. He leaves that to the coaching staff. They know what Ollie wants to do, but it's down to the coaching staff to instill that into the players and get them to carry out the plan. But at times you have to sit there and scratch your head and your ass thinking, what's the plan here? What are they doing? When we get to the final third, I've had this conversation with Ads about the not moving the ball quick enough and dawdling. You just think, it's basics. It's like there's loads of other teams who below us who can do that part of the game much better, and it's mind-boggling. Don't get it.
It's mad. But listen, that's what both of our football clubs want. Both our football clubs sold their soul, to pander to it just play up to the masses, really. To buy this shirt's about 40 quid, 50 quid. They know that everyone's going to buy it, regardless of whether they're any good. And that's what they do. It's all well and good an adult saying, no, I'm not buying it. But when that adult's got 2 children that want it, it's very difficult. And they play up to that. Arsenal do it all the time. Every month we have a new brand, a new range of clothes come out at Arsenal. It's ridiculous. We've had more clothes this season, than we've had wins. More ranges than we've had wins. It's pathetic. But that's what they do now. And the match day fan, they know can't go to the games right now, but even when they could, the match day fan makes up probably at Man United, probably about 0.1% of your fan base. So they're not going to make it about the match day fans anymore, because that's irrelevant to them. And it's the same at Arsenal. Ours is probably about 1% maybe. So they don't really care about the guys that go to the games. It's now about branding themselves globally, which in a way can be great because you get bigger and better players at your club. But at the same time, it can totally kill off the traditions of your football club.
No, I agree, mate. I agree.
Anyway, I'm going to have to bounce, man. And thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
Lee,
you're doing great work with your charity stuff, man. So keep it up.
I have to say thank you so much. If you could honestly push the page on any further,
100%.
that would mean so much.
tag me on Twitter. Yeah, tag me again on Twitter, and I'll promote it all over the Twitter.
If you follow me back on Twitter, then I can also
DM
DM you as well. So,
yeah. DM me. It won't be straight away because, like I said, I'm on a show literally now. I'm late.
Yeah. No surprise.
Nice one, lads. Take care. Yeah.
Rabbi Assemble.
Top man. Thanks, mate. Bye.